106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader. This is The Morning Rise. Now broadcasting weekdays from 6 to 10 on 106 R&B and throwbacks.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Rise of the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com. Welcome to the viewing audience of the Morning Rise. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. The listening audience has been here for the entire time. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. And we're going to send this special shout out to the first person to check in and say good morning today. And that is my man, Romy Rome, checking in saying good morning. What up, Rome? Thank you so much for joining us this morning, sir. You got the title back as the first one to check in, and we really appreciate that. So, quick programming note for you guys. I know you guys, love these programming notes, but just wanted to let you guys know, make you all aware that today is going to be another day like yesterday where we're going to have to cut out of the broadcast early, the viewing broadcast early. And, of course, you can get the rest of the show on the app, but we're going to cut out of the viewing broadcast early. And then this next week, we're going to be off. We're going to be off, do a couple of things to get us all reset. And the week after that is Memorial Day. So Memorial Day is on Monday. So we'll be back on that Tuesday. And officially, that will finish off the first season of the Morning Rise with the Variable Y. And then the week of June the 6th, starts season number 2. The week of June the 6th is our 1 year anniversary of starting this show. And we have some really big things planned for you guys. So definitely tune in to catch us on June the 6th is definitely when you want to catch us. We're going to have a bunch of good stuff for you guys there on June the 6th. So just wanted to let you guys know. So you're going to, we're going to cut out early today on the viewing side. And then next week, we're going to have a bunch of replays. So I don't want you guys to, reach out and say, hey, what's going on? You okay? Oh my gosh, what happened? Just wanted to make sure you guys were aware. Definitely wanted to start some new exciting things for season 2. But to do that, I've got to take some time and actually get that done. Take some time going to the lab and actually get that stuff done. So, going to take some time off to make sure I can concentrate on that, and then we'll come back and we'll be better than ever. So we're talking sports today, of course, because it is a Friday and we talk sports on Friday. Right now I'm actually going to reach out and see what time Will is going to come on, but we're talking sports today on a Friday. We had a game last night. Wasn't much of a game last night. It was kind of a blowout. Awfully compelling though. Awfully compelling. I tuned in, and when I tuned in, I think Boston was down 15-8, and then somebody hit 3, and then they were down 18-8, and then after that, Boston went on a 27-6 run. Yeah, you heard me, 27-6. They ended the quarter leading after being down 10. They ended the quarter leading 35-24. And it was pretty much over after that. They were, lights out in the first half, outscoring Miami 70-43. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Outscoring them 70-43. And in the second half, it was tied. I think they both scored 56, I think. Yeah, or 57. So, yeah, it was pretty much over after that little run to end the first quarter. Miami kept clawing its way back in, and then again, it made it compelling. This is probably the most compelling blowout I've seen in a long time. So they made the game compelling, sure, but after that run, they were never really in it. At times, they were down by 30. So now the series is tied 1-1. So what do we think? I don't know, man. It seems weird. Like, it seems like Boston is just this slow. They're the tortoise. You know what I'm saying? It seems like everybody else has gotten out in front of them. Everybody else, is trying to lap them, and they're just slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady. They, all the cliches like they're rope doping people. I don't know, like, because you would think that, with home court advantage, with Jimmy Butler, if you just like breathe on Jimmy Butler, he's getting a foul call. I've been told how talented Bam Adebayo is, and I mean he's talented, but I don't really see him doing much in the playoffs. I've been told how great Tyler Hero is. He's talented, but again, I don't see him doing much when the lights are bright. I keep hearing about these other two guys, Spruce and Martin or whoever. These guys can hit open threes, but I don't see them doing anything else. Udonis Haslem is still there for some reason. I mean, he must be, like, I don't know what he told Pat the first day he got there, but man, like, that's some loyalty for you. You know what I mean? Like, my gosh. He's been there longer than, obviously, way longer than D Wade. Hell, D Wade could be sitting on that bench right now. Maybe he just, wants to travel with Gabrielle Union. I don't know, but man. But yeah, so where's it going to come from, right? Because I think by now we've seen enough of Boston that we know, okay, where's it going to come from? Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Williams, one of the Williams, Pritchard, like, I mean, Tice, like, there are so many guys when you really sit back and think about it. There are so many guys who you feel can provide you with some offense, some firepower that can propel you to a win. That right along with one of those other big guys I mentioned, any two of them together can compel you to a win. And Rome brings up a great point that that I ignored. But yeah, that he's right. And thank you, Jerome. That's a great point. Rome said, don't forget, Boston was missing two key players in the first game. Yeah, Al Horford and Marcus Smart. Now, again, I said it earlier in the show, but I don't know if you guys realize just how much of a fan I am of Marcus Smart. When he was in college, I heard a lot about him, right? Freshman year, I heard a lot about Marcus Smart at Oklahoma State. And I was like, okay, Marcus Smart, all right, I'll keep an eye out for him. And he was a freshman, and he actually came back to school, because he could have been a top pick in that draft, but he came back the next draft. He came back, to play the next season. Kind of had a little bit of a drop off, I guess. But, what that meant was he was able to get drafted in the mid-first round to Boston. And I mean, I think by now we all know that if there's a team that specializes in developing players, it's Boston, right? That specializes in giving players an opportunity and then just sit on them and let them develop. It's Boston, right? Boston's going to do that. So, so he got an opportunity to get drafted, and I've seen him progress it every year. And of course, when he started off, it was like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing, man? Oh my gosh, this guy, he just doesn't get it. And then all of a sudden, like, of course, Boston was always in the playoffs. And then every year in the playoffs, especially, I would see him make one or two plays and I'm like, okay, that was a good play. Or, that was a very smart player. That was very important. And it's got me to believe that he probably is right up there. He probably has if he doesn't have the best, he has one of the best basketball IQs in the NBA, bar none. I think the top three are him, LeBron James, and Draymond Green. And I would debate anybody with that. We saw that play that he made in the Brooklyn series. We saw that play he made in game one. That was one of the most heads up, one of the most just like unbelievably smart plays I have ever, no pun intended, ever seen anybody make in a game that was that tight and that was that close and that needed that much You know, where it was razor thin. You couldn't really, you know, you had to just, again, the margin for error was very, very small. And he made one of the heads up plays, one of the smartest plays you would ever see in the NBA. So yeah, and then missing him not playing was a big deal, you know, because as you see, obviously he was out there, he was playing defense, he was shooting the lights out. You know, he's hitting big threes. Oh, sorry guys, the air is blowing in my face, so sometimes if I talk too much, then you know I need to yawn. But yeah, just again, heads up, smart, just no pun intended again. You know, just one of those guys that every team needs. And I remember there'd be times when I would watch the playoffs, and I would even text Will, I text all of my other friends like, hey, is it just me or is Marcus Smart good? Like, I don't know if he's good, but I know he's not bad. And I know that Dallas, I know that Boston needs him, but I don't know how good he is though. And I'm telling you, there would be like 3 or 4 postseasons where I would say that. And now it's to the point where I just don't. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, he's good. He's good. He's one of their better players. Like he again has the one of the top basketball IQs in all the league. Like he's a player you need on your team. Bar none. No 2 ways around it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like you put him on your team instantly gets better. Instantly gets better. That's a no-brainer, right? Like you put him on your team will get better. Period. Just like any of those other guys with that high basketball IQ I was talking about. Excuse me. One last thing before we go back to the music. My man Rome was saying, yeah, we can't help to pull for Al Horford because he has ties back to Atlanta. He played well for us here. Yeah, that's true, man. And you know, that is true. And he was a man without a team for a little bit this year, and then Boston went back out and got him. We probably could have got him. We could definitely use him. We can definitely use somebody like that. Another guy with a very high basketball IQ. Now that we're talking about it, we could have used Al Horford. But yeah, you know, but yes, you're right. You're right, Ron. I will cheer for Al. You know, he is one of our guys. So yeah, one of our old guys, I guess you could say. I will cheer for him. You know, and hope that he gets a ring. Honestly, Boston has one of those teams where they got those young guys that you kind of want to cheer for all of them, really. You want to cheer for Tatum, you want to cheer for Brown. You know, you want to cheer for Marcus Smart, like I just said. The Williams kid, who is pretty much come out of nowhere to be like this real good defensive anchor, good rebounder too. And of course, Al Horford, who at times was right up there in a couple of games in the last series, was right up there with Giannis, going back and forth with Giannis. It was, you know, it was very compelling. So yeah, man, you do want to cheer for the good guys. Al Horford is a good guy. He was good here in Atlanta, and you know, he was very, like, just a great guy. Gave us didn't do anything. We just couldn't give him the money that he wanted, and you know, he was able to get paid. So good for him. I never begrudge anybody for getting paid, but we could use an Al Horford now. All right, man, let's go ahead and hit this music up, and then we'll come right back right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com.
Don't even matter your color. Yo, fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it around. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low. Just put them hips with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can you can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Dropping bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that ground. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. So the people that moving slow, just moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they work. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it out, baby, let me see. You might get a little Malucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like in '94. When I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip.
Hey, this is Miss Janine, and when I am not on with the variable Y, I am listening to the Morning Rise from 6 to 10 on 106liveradio.com.
And of course, we're going to quiz her on that because she says that, but I bet she's not even listening. Oh my gosh, man. You make a star out of some people, and this is the thanks that you get for it. But that's all right, guys. And don't worry. Miss Janine is a very busy woman. She's got her private practice that is growing and is flourishing right now. But we will have Miss Janine in season 2 of the Morning Rise of the Variable Y. We probably won't have her on again for the rest of this season, but season 2, the Morning Rise of the Variable Y, we will have Miss Janine back and better than ever, like I always say. So, yeah, man. So, Marcus Smart, I think he probably has the biggest basketball IQ out there right now. One of the biggest basketball IQs, I should say. Not necessarily the biggest, but one of the biggest out there right now. So, hold on. Sorry, hold on. And they asked to please be. I'm sorry, I got some other stuff. Okay, sorry. Sorry, guys. I had some family stuff right there. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. It is. So sorry about that. Again, now, Marcus Smart, biggest basketball, one of the best basketball IQs out there right now, of course, up there with Draymond Green and LeBron James. So watching that game last night and having Al Horford and Marcus Smart back really made the difference. Now, the question is that do we believe that this is going to be this is going to change the whole series? Because last night, and of course, I mean, blowouts happen, so we can't just make one real big drastic shift from one. We're not a pendulum, so we can't do the pendulum swings. Although, if we think about it, Miami didn't blow Boston out in the first game, right? Boston was leading in the going into halftime, right? They were leading in the third quarter. It was just that they started breathing on Jimmy Butler and they called every single foul, for every defender who was defending him. But if not for that, then who knows where the series would be? If not for that, Miami could be down 0-2. I got to reach out to one of my guys. Shout out to John Michaels. I'm gonna reach out to him and see exactly what he's feeling right now. He's a diehard Miami everything fan. So, but you know how diehard fans are. They just the sky is always falling with them. So, but I'm gonna reach out to him anyway just to see what he thinks. But yeah, man, this is this could be a series. So, but of course, we really won't know anything till in these kind of series, right? To me, Game 4 is always the catalyst, right? Game 4 is the game that says what's going to happen in the future, right? Because I feel like Game 1, the home team is probably going to win Game 1 unless they're missing a star or unless something happened. But if not, Game 1 is always going to be won by the home team. Game 2 probably is going to be won by the home team. Game 3 then gets won by the new home team. But Game 4 is that game. So there's a team that's down 2-1. Who wins Game 4? Is it the team that's up 3-1? Because if so, then it's probably going to be over in 5, definitely in 6. Or does the other team tie the series up, right? Do they tie the series up? If so, then, hey, we've got a series on our hand. Or they may have just gave it their last gas and it still will be over in 6. So to me, Game 4 is going to be the big game. It's going to show us a lot about what to look forward to in the rest of the season. All right, guys, you know what it means when we say, all right, guys, it means we got to pay some bills. So let's do that. And then we are going to come right back with some of this 90s music and anything else you guys want to get into with some of this sports right here on the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
If you are an author, screenwriter, lyricist, singer, songwriter, or poet, and you're looking to be heard by the masses, email C. Harper at PR@106liveradio.com. I'd love to share your story.
Mentor, reservist, advocate. Meet Adam Petty, a man who has fought his entire life. Whether you live in Smyrna, South Cobb, or West Atlanta, Adam will offer real, dedicated representation for Senate District 38. Adam Petty will work hard for safe, healthy neighborhoods, excellent education opportunities for our youth, and greater access to economic opportunities. Adam strongly believes in expanding equitable housing options, particularly for our seniors, and reasonable criminal justice reform. Learn more at adamforga.com and vote Adam Petty for State Senate in the May 24th Democratic primary. District 38 deserves better. Paid for by the committee to elect Adam Petty.
May is Lupus Awareness Month. We can make lupus visible during Lupus Awareness Month by educating friends, family, and others about lupus, what it is, and its effects. 106liveradio.com and The Tanasha Gray Show have partnered with Monica Ellis and Lupus Matters Corporation to bring you the stories of many brave lupus warriors who battle lupus as a part of their daily lives. The goal of Lupus Matters is to encourage and support those with lupus to live life to the fullest. Remember to keep the memory in Memorial Day. Thank you to those who made the ultimate sacrifice, families who live with their loss, and those who bravely fight today. We are grateful for your service. Thank you. From 106liveradio.com and 106inspiration.com.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Do you have a business that you'd like to promote? Or maybe you just want to sponsor the show and keep the good vibes going. If you would like to, the information is up on the screen. You can find us at www.106liveradio.com, or you can give us a call, 404-689-5483.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 in the 2000s. Girl, you working with some back, yeah. This fat cat, make it wanna spend his cash, yeah. This last, yeah. Girls proud when you pass, yeah. They mad, yeah. You could ride in the Jag, yeah. With that, yeah. You could smoke a fire bag, yeah. A grass, yeah. Got the money I can flash, yeah. And trash, yeah. I'm a bitch, I'm a player, yeah. Gun spray, yeah. A player, hit a flipper, yeah. Go ahead, Billy, yeah. Like I be slinging wood, yeah. I'm out the hood, yeah. Let it be understood, yeah. It's all good, yeah. Got like see me low there, on the hard day, smooth here, broad there, I want to draw there, hope you can do a trick, yeah, on the stick, yeah, you claiming you want to fit, yeah, that ain't it, yeah, I'm the daddy with the money, yeah, don't act funny, yeah, got birds and I'm running, yeah, about 100, yeah, girl, you look good, want to back that thing up, you a big fine woman, want to back that thing up, call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up, girl, who is you playing with, back that thing up, girl, you look good, want to back that thing up, you a big fine woman, want to back that thing up, call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up. Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. You gotta put it back, yeah. Make me laugh, yeah. Make a player wanna grab, yeah. All the grab, yeah. I'm sweating in the draw, yeah. All long, yeah. Wanna walk it like a dog, yeah. Break you off, yeah. Get mine, you don't get yours, yeah. That for sure, yeah. You're messing with my nerves, yeah. To the curb, yeah. I know you women know, yeah. Ain't it show, yeah. But the jewelry got some more, yeah. I'm about to flow, yeah. Frank bought the beach, yeah, for the street, yeah. We be making heat, yeah, after heat, yeah. The chest lit night, yeah, I wanna bite, yeah. I can hit it right, yeah, all night, yeah. Wanna bring it to my house, yeah, on the couch, yeah. Knock the out, yeah, get your mouth, yeah. I wanna see a show, yeah, bend it low, yeah. Let me run it in the hole, yeah, make it know, yeah. Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You's a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up. Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You's a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up.
I know you can't stand it, stick bandit, done landed, see the draws handed, kitty go, kitty y'all, game spitty y'all, put the broad on the wall, then I hit y'all, feeling kinda lonely, I'm feeling horny, put the piece in the middle like Monet, big stick plumber chick, in a Hummer chick, beat the what like a drummer chick, see that pretty cat, look at that, I love a little hoodie rat, that's a fact, you's a big fine hit girl, quit it girl, I'm the brother, the hit it girl.
Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You's a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up. Girl, you look good, want to back that thing up. You's a big fine woman, want to back that thing up. Call me Big Daddy when you back that thing up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that thing up.
After you back it up, then stop and what, drop it like it's hot. Now after you back it up, then stop and what, drop it like it's hot. Now drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Look, CMB, make it drop it like it's hot. Look, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Look, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
We're taking you all the way back. With the greatest old school hits on 106liveradio.com. Let's do this.
So after listening to that song, I was reminded of this. Hold on, let me make sure everything's good for Will Call. Okay, I was reminded of an episode. Oh, speaking of, all right, never mind, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it over to my dog here. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about today. I know we're gonna talk sports, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to him so we can be on at the same time. So, Will, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What up, dog?
Yeah. What's up? Happy Friday, Pimp. What's going on? What's good with you?
Happy Friday to you, man. How are you?
I'm well, man. I am well, man. I just been watching these playoffs. Me over here digging the crates for these sports and these analytics and these numbers. Just be me. You know how it go, man.
Yeah.
I got a little man sick though. 3-year-old. He been sick all week.
Man.
So,
yeah,
how
man.
that go, man. Off day here, then mama take off day here, then run to the store, pick this up, pick that up. So it's been a crazy week, man. But we getting by.
Yeah, man. Them babies, man. Them babies. They get sick at the drop of a hat, man. My heart goes out to you guys, of course, because whenever your little babies are sick, it's like it's just something in your stomach where you just can't relax. You just can't relax until they feel better. So I know you guys are going through it. I'm sorry for you guys. I know he's gonna pull through, but yeah, man. I know when you're in it, it's just it's a tough feeling. So you guys
man, you can't wait for it to get better, get out of it, get back to his normal self,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, brother. So what are we talking about today, man? What are we? No. Why don't we talk about this bet? Why don't we talk about this bet that we got? Why don't we talk about that?
I didn't know you wanted people to know who made a dumb bet.
Okay. You feeling yourself today? That's cool. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
We were doing this bet because you were feeling yourself.
No.
That's blind to take.
No, I wasn't.
Yes.
I wasn't. I was just being honest. But all right, cool.
No. Like I said, let's rewind the tape.
Okay, let's rewind. Let's rewind.
I asked you, you in the group, you and the fellas, hey, Golden State Mavs, who y'all got? I just say, Golden State and 6. And then you thought about it, came back, I think I'm going to go to Mavs in 7. And then you went to a whole diatribe, a whole soliloquy about why the Mavs in 7. You were saying the NBA wants Luka to win so bad. He is now the new face of the league, or marketing new face of the league, blah, 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 blah. And so you basically said that they're going to win over Golden State just because Luka is the NBA's favorite son right now. And so I rebel no, I don't agree with that. He is up there, no doubt about it. The NBA loves Luka Doncic when he does the marketing, especially the international crowd, no doubt about it. But as far as him being more marketable than the Golden State Warriors, the last dynasty of the NBA, and Steph Curry, the babyface assassin, who has been the number one most popular player in the league for the last, 7 years, I said, I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he's over Golden State or Steph Curry. And then you said, no, sir. And then you said, well, I don't know why you want to disagree with me, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, it's not about disagreeing with you. It's about how I feel. So that's how I was like, all right, that's how you feel. You know what I mean? If that's how you feel, put some money behind it. Let's go. Because I know how I feel, and I'm confident about mine, and you were super confident about yours. So that's how we ended up with that bet, because you felt super confident about yours, and so here we are. Now, did I miss anything? Did I get anything wrong? Storyteller.
You kind of slanted it your way. So let's go back, and like you said, let's rewind the tape. Let's rewind the tape. So what actually happened? How this actually happened? I said, yeah. But I don't know, because the league is, and now this may get lost in, because we were texting, so it may get lost in text. But I was like, I don't know, because I think the league wants Luka to win. I think he's the new darling of the league. He's the baby face, all that stuff, right? And of course, you tried to shoot me down. You tried to rebut it. No, that's not it. No, man. Steph Curry is more marketable, blah, 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 blah. And I still have yet, by the way, for you to tell me where's the NBA centric commercial that's based on Steph Curry. Not all of his endorsements. Not all of his endorsements. Not all of his endorsements. But I want the NBA. Hey, this is Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors. They're in the conference finals. Can they go back to the finals? Is this going to be their chance to win? Are they going to be able to win it without blah blah blah? I want that commercial. I don't want CarMax.
It was on last night.
It was on last night. What time?
So glad you
what
said
time?
It was on last night. You remember the conversation within the group when you guys talking about couches and this, that, and the third? At the exact same time, you all were texting about that. That was on TV.
And I was just about to ask, now what time? Was it during when the game was way out of hand and we all stopped watching? I was just about to ask you that because you know what time that was. That was when the game was way out of hand.
This is you stopped watching.
Yeah, I stopped watching.
There we go. So listen,
hey man, when it's only 2 minutes left in the game and they're up 20, then
let me tell you,
it's a good enough time for me to stop watching, right?
This is how I am able to bet confidently because I watch the NBA from beginning to end. This is what I do.
Well, if
so that's why I saw the commercial. If you would have saw the commercial 2 days ago, you might not have been able to make this bad bet. But you did.
No.
You owe me some money in a few days.
Hey man, whatever. It's all good. Like I told you before, I bet you a steak. You wanted the money. I'm like, you would have made all better. You would have made all better with the steak because I would have spent like $80 to $100 on the steak, and you wanted $50. So that's fine. It's nothing. That's no problem. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that yeah. We get it. We get it. We get it. Yes, you want the cash money. Yes. Okay. You're missing the point, sir. You're missing the point. The point.
I ain't rub my hand together like Birdman.
Oh my gosh, you're missing the point. I've never cut your mic, but I'm about to. You're missing the point. The point is that when the game was in hand, when all the eyes were there, and all those ad dollars that they wanted, they played the Luka commercial. When the game was out of hand, when most of the population is not watching, that's when they played this mythical Steph commercial that you're talking about. Like these things don't. I do know.
They pay those slots beforehand, right? You know that, right? They pay those slots beforehand, right? They don't say we're gonna pay this commercial right now at this point in time at that very second. Like, these commercials are bought and paid for far in advance. You know that, right?
You know that they pay for the commercial, but they don't pay for like, hey, this commercial, put this commercial at this specific time. It's what was it, TNT? So it's the TNT basketball commercial. You know that, right? Like, it's the TNT basketball commercial. If they want it, you know what? Don't believe me. That's fine. Don't believe me.
Wait.
That's fine.
Wait. You just called a commercial I saw my own 2 eyes yesterday. You just called it mythical. So now I don't believe you. You just called my commercial mythical.
Again, man.
I'm pretty sure you go on YouTube and look it up.
Again, man.
It's there.
Don't. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. So you wasting your time. What else you want to talk about?
Well, listen. Besides some of this money I'm gonna get next week.
Yeah.
We're having a great conversation about Boston Celtics and Marcus Smart. They obviously missed Marcus Smart and Al Horford in Game 1. And before the game started, I kind of picked Boston at 7. And I think it's going a way that I kind of presumed. With Miami winning Game 1, no matter how they won it. But also Boston winning Game 2, which is a must, especially after the way they lost Game 1. And a very good point. They were very close in that game, leading at halftime without Marcus Smart and without Al Horford. 2 guys who mean to me just as much to that team as Jason Tatum and your other boy,
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, exactly. Because those 2 guys are glue guys. And you watched yesterday's game, Marcus Smart's imprint was all over that game. I think he had, not just the points, 24 points, 9 rebounds, like I think 11 or 12 assists. Like, it just wasn't the numbers. It was when he did those things. Like, he was scoring, he was hitting trays. Like, when Miami was trying to make a run, he hit a tray. Hit a big rebound in traffic over like 2 or 3 guys, pushed the ball to the floor, again, assist or a cut in Jaylen Brown. Like, imprint was all over that game. Had a great assist, a cut in Jason Tatum, Tatum hit Al Horford in the corner for a three early in the game. Like, the ball movement was like similar to Golden State in the first game against the Dallas Mavericks. Great ball movement. Everybody knows their role. Tatum's the top dog by scoring. Jaylen Brown's right there next to him. And then you got guys that fit in and score when they can. Guys who can finish when they're being assisted to the ball. I know how much you say the assist is overrated, but I disagree.
There you go again. There you go again.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, Nick Saban. Does anybody have to agree with you? I'm sorry. Let me know.
Sir, how dare you? How dare you, sir? How dare you? And unlike Nick Saban, again, sir, how dare you? Second of all, again, we can have a disagreement, but I need it put in its proper perspective. But I'll let you finish.
Right. And so that's all it is. So the ball movement was phenomenal. Like, their superior ball movement and their glue guys were the reason why they won that game yesterday. And the reason I think they're going to win in 7 because they won in Miami, but I don't see Miami winning in Boston. That's a hard thing to do for any NBA team. Milwaukee did it, but that's because they had the best player in the NBA. Jimmy Butler has been playing lights out, but for them to win, especially in Boston, Jimmy Butler has to bring that type of game, 41 points, 10 rebound game to Boston with him. Because his guys, unlike Boston, aren't as good as Boston's role players. Like, you may have guys step up when they're in Miami, but those others we always talk about, they have to step up on the road. And I see Boston's guys, like you said, they've been in the playoffs. Well, I can't say that because Miami's been in the playoffs a lot the last few years as well. But they're made a championship medal in Boston. You can tell. They have that hunger. They've been on the precipice for the last 3 or 4 years in the playoffs. He's got the finals a few times. They're built that way. They're built to go into an away court and go ahead and win a game like that. And they were up by 29, 30 points at one point, like just demolishing the number 1 seed in the East. So they're built for this. They really are. And so I see them winning in Miami, but I don't see Miami without Jimmy Butler bringing his bag. I don't see them winning in Boston. And so that's why I think Boston will take that series. But I love watching. I love the twists and turns. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I rarely am, but I could be wrong. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to watching that. So do you have any thoughts based on what you've seen last night, what you think is going to happen, or how about the other series that we got to bet on?
So we'll start with this one first. And you know how I feel about Marcus Smart, and I told a little bit of the story about Marcus Smart, and we've been going back and forth about this. There was a time when I just thought, I don't really know about this guy, and then he would just make 1 or 2 plays that you're like, okay, I get why he's there. And then all of a sudden you would see him on the team, and you make a very valid point because, like you said, he is a glue guy, right? Like see him on the team gets better. You see he's down on the team implodes. And then you sit back and you say, is he good? And then now it's at the point where it's like, no, he's good. No, there's no debate about it. Like you said, the stats are one thing. That's fine. Really, anything you get from him is gravy. But just like defense, he's going to be there. He got a couple of costly steals last night. Like you said, the rebounds are going to be there. A couple of those buckets where you just need to stop the bleeding. Your team's not scoring. Like you said, Miami's going on the roll. It was they were up 27, and I think or 24. They went on like a 7-0 run and brought it down to like 17. And I think he hit a bucket, or it may have been that step back. It may have been a 3. I forget which one it was, because he hit so many important buckets last night that they just all start to blend together. But it all starts to make up the fact that this guy is a really, really good player. With, again, a tremendous basketball IQ, and you need guys out there who can do those things, who can make your team better just by being on the court and knowing how to make everybody else great around them. And whatever they give you is a bonus. And of course, Al Horford, we've seen Al, we know Al. Al is a super professional, and he is a professional basketball player. He is another guy who has a very underratedly high basketball IQ. He makes the smart plays. He makes the smart jump shots when he's wide open. He's worked on his 3. So he knows what to do as well. And missing both of those guys was a big, it was a big factor in Boston losing game one. So now after seeing that, I am compelled to say, yeah, you may be right. Boston may take this because I don't think that they can that Miami can win in Boston. But we've also seen where, like a team, maybe like I was just saying, game four, they're down 2-1, backs against the wall, and they're like, hey, we need to get a game. And then, people will start breathing on Jimmy Butler. He'll go to the free throw line maybe 15 times, and he'll, they'll squeak out a game in in Boston. So I think that they split in Boston. I don't necessarily think that Miami wins, but I do think they split in Boston. I think the series is over in 6. And right now, from what I've seen, barring any injuries, I've got to say it's got to be Boston, because I think the whole the sum of their parts are much, much better than the sum of Miami's parts. Like you look at the guys, and again, I was saying earlier, Boston goes 10 deep, and I was saying earlier, Boston has guys who get hot, and then it adds to what Tatum and Brown are doing, right? Without Kyle Lowry there, it's just Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler needs another guy to get hot, then another guy to get hot, just to balance out what's going on in Boston. So I think Boston's going to win. I'm almost certain that Boston's going to win, but I think it'll go 6 games. Because it sounds like you think it's going to go 5. I think it'll go 6.
I think it's gonna go 7. I think it's gonna go 7
Okay.
because I give Miami a lot of credit. Like a lot of people don't like Miami, but that's because they're a workman-like group. You know what I'm saying? They're not flashy. They just put their hard hat on and go to work, and that's why they've been. I mean, everybody thought the Hawks might get them, and the Spurs gonna get them. No, and their defense is elite. They have elite defense, right? So even though guys may not score to help out Jimmy Butler, they will always play defense. The Bam, the Oladipos. They will always play great defense. So that's why they can stay in the game. But with Boston, like you said, Boston runs 10 deep, man. Like the Williams cat center, he's making an impact. Now he's back from injury. Grant Williams is hitting threes and playing great defense as a small forward in the rotation. Like great defense. He hit like 7 threes in their last game against the Bucks.
Right.
And he was playing Giannis straight up.
And I was about to say, he's playing at the 4 or the 5. And like you say, he's a small forward, and he's playing out of position, but playing great defense. Not getting back down, not getting a bunch of fouls, like playing just very great and timely defense. So, yeah.
Right. And then you got the Pritchard cat off the bench. I swear he's dropping like 3 threes a game on setbacks, too. Like,
I was about to say, and crossing you up, too. And will cross you up.
He'll cross you up, and he'll do other little things, too. Like, he'll push the pace. He'll find the guys as far as transition and passing. He won't make mistakes. There's some guys out there, backup point guard, who will come in, and they will immediately make mistakes. And you'll see, okay, it's a big drop-off from the starting point guard to the backup point guard. But there is not a real drop-off. He comes out there to help. But if they want to play small ball, he can be out there too. And, and he can go ahead and hurt the defense as well, because they can all shoot. Him, Horford, Tatum, Brown, Smart. All those guys can shoot from 3. I think they started out last night in the first quarter, like 9 of 11 for 3-point.
Mm-hmm.
So they already play elite defense. Like you said, during that season, they've been the best team in the East, record-wise, after the All-Star break. It's number 1 defensive rated all year, basically. And now, they got more confidence. They got 2 real good scorers, and the whole team play defense. And you got glue guys, Marcus Smart and Horford. Like I said, that's a championship makeup. We put all that together. And, I watch teams like that. I just think about, hey, man, what about the Hawks? Like, how come we can't get nothing like this? Like,
I know, man.
That's how it should be. Like,
I know.
We need people around Trey that compliment Trey, that can help Trey out, but who are still good and all right. Because Trey is basically making people around him better every game, because they don't do nothing without Trey. So, but I digress. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, we need to devote an entire show to that discussion. We probably will, but we definitely need to devote an entire show to that discussion. Real quick comment. Well, real quick, we'll do a comment, and then we'll do Golden State Mavs. Brandon was saying, even though Boston looked like they were pistol whipped by a blind person, I think that Miami defense is going to step up. So he pretty much said the same thing you did about Miami's defense. And you're both right. Like you said, Miami's defense is stellar. Like, they play tremendous defense. And of course, road teams, you know how it is. Sometimes road teams, especially if you're down, you or if you lost a game or whatever, you come back and you're more focused, you are more ready, you're doing better in the film room, you're doing better when the coach says something. So we can expect them to come out and really show up in the next game, which is tomorrow. We can come out and expect them to show up tomorrow night and play excellent defense, and we'll see if somebody else steps up and helps Jimmy Butler out with the scoring. All right, man. So now,
that's the case.
yeah. So now, yep, we'll talk Golden State and the Mavs.
All right. Well, I think the Mavs are in trouble. That's my personal opinion. They are in trouble. What I saw last game, I think Golden State now has the blueprint on how to beat them. They just got to help out on Luka whenever you try to drive, make Luka drive left. Luka can kill you either right or left, but he's not the same passer driving to his left. So make him go left. So where he has to shoot it, off the wrong foot or make a bad decision. Second half, Luka had 2 points and 6 turnovers because that's how they start playing him on defense. They need to continue that. Luka can still go off because he's Luka. He can still give you 30 or 40 points. But the thing is, in Golden State, those others may not show up. They were hot as all get out in Phoenix. But that's because Phoenix, for some reason, wasn't playing the correct defense, allowing those shooters that the Mavs have that open shot. The Mavs, others are streaky. Like, nobody's a real great three-point shooter, but those guys can't shoot. They have guys who can step outside, have power forward and center who can shoot. And when it's dropping, the Mavs are hard to beat. When it's not dropping, it's pretty much a wrap. And the thing about the Mavs is they play at a very slow pace. Like, they're not an up-and-down team. And Luka, it really because of Luka. Luka's the point guard. As you know, Luka, despite all his talents, Luka pretty much moves in slow motion when he's out there. I don't know how he's so effective moving at his pace, but he is. But his team kind of goes with his pace. I don't know if you noticed watching that game 2 days ago, but the Golden State Warriors were pushing the pace. Like every time Steph would get a rebound, he was shooting up the court at lightning speed because I could tell that was the conversation in the locker room about pushing the pace, pushing the Mavericks to speed up their game up so they can make they can't get back in transition, or they can make defensive miscues because they can't recover in time. And so all game long, especially that third quarter, they were running the Mavericks out the gym, and the Mavericks did not have an answer to that. So as you watch today's game, watch how they push the pace again. Watch how Steph or Draymond, whenever they get a rebound, they are not waiting for to pass the ball to the point guard and and jog up court for half-court sets. No. They are getting that rebound and they are jetting up court as fast as they can to push the pace. One thing about Golden State over the years is that they have always been a fast-paced team. Like they come down lightning quick, pass for the open guy, hit a three, get easy layup, they're good. But this series in particular, they are pushing the pace probably more than I've ever seen them push in the last 5 or 6 years. Because they had the blueprint because their good coach is back and told them what they need to do. Because you know how I feel about Mike Brown.
Yes, I do.
Coach.
Yes, I do.
Despicable coach. Disgusting coach. And I felt that way for 10 years now. And no one's less surprised than me that Golden State looked like a JV team that never played basketball. The 2 games he was the head coach while Steve Kerr was out. No one was surprised. I was going this surprised.
Well,
they once again look like an elite championship team because that's what coaching does. Coaching matters. And Steve Kerr being back, tell them how to attack Dallas. Dallas is in trouble. They got to find an answer on pushing the pace, on getting back in the defensive rotations and key times, and then how can they shoot to take those shots that were hit in Dallas, that were hit in the Phoenix series? Can those shots fall in Phoenix, right? Can they fall in? That's how Phoenix. Can they fall in Golden State? Can they fall in? And then you got to figure out, like, once Golden State gets rolling, like, Golden State can score 20 points in, like, 3 minutes. We've seen them do that before. They can get hot, and it's ridiculous. They can hit a couple threes. Clay hit a couple threes. The pool kid hit a couple threes. Some layups. But Draymond puts the face. But you know what? Draymond is flexing on people. Steph starts dancing. And it's pretty much a wrap. So Dallas has to figure that out. So Jason Kidd, who has been coaching his rear end all this playoff, has to figure it out. But like I said, I've seen Dallas is in trouble. So I'm thinking I did say maybe 6. It may be 5 for Golden State. That's how I feel. But I'll let you go ahead, sir.
Yep.
Your
No,
thoughts on it?
you make a great point. You make a really good point about the pace. And yes, Dallas really plays at a very, very slow pace, like you said. It is Luka. Luka is the one, the catalyst of the team, and so he does decide the pace. He does dictate the pace, and you can tell. And again, he kind of, telegraphs his moves, right? If he's got a guy on him that he thinks he can drive by, he'll hit him with that little dribble between the legs and then try and go past him, go right and go past him, right? Or if if he can't get by you, he'll dribble between the legs, step back, shoot three. And like you said, it looks like Golden State has been coached to play against that and then try and get the ball out of his hands earlier. And those other guys, yes, they can shoot. Yes, they can make some plays, but they're not the catalyst of the offense like Luka Doncic is. Luka Doncic is the catalyst of their offense, and everything runs through him. And if he's not playing, weirdly, if he doesn't play, their pace picks up. Because remember when I guess he shouldn't be off the record now, but when Brunson and
Brunson involved.
Right. When Brunson,
we had Brunson.
Now off the record, Dinwiddie, when Brunson and Dinwiddie were out there starting in place of Luka, they pushed the pace. You remember they were up and down in that Utah series. But that doesn't, like, it's different because when he's out of the game, the pace still is kind of slow and grinding, right? It's not like the pace changes just because he's down on the floor. He has to not be in the game for the pace to change. And I do think that is going to work against them because, like you said, Golden State pushes the pace. And you can tell that their guys were getting a little bit winded, especially in that third quarter. Like you said, they went on that run in the third quarter and you're like, oh man. And guys just had to, guys weren't having their hands up and doing some kind of, trying to come out there and guard, but not really guarding the right way. And you could tell, like, oh, okay. Yep. No. But again, that's all fine and good. But then when they go to Dallas, watch these fouls get increased. Watch these foul calls get increased. Watch they tie the series up 2-2 in Dallas, and then we'll come back and we'll talk. Because yeah, man, you'll come back and we'll talk about this because I'm very confident in my pick, so I'm good with that.
Okay, I'm glad you're very confident in pick. That makes spending that money even more enjoyable for me.
All right, man. So we're almost up against it. So you got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, real quickly, man. These Atlanta Braves, man.
Now, is it? I don't think it's time yet. We're not at the All-Star break yet. I don't think it's time yet.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, you're 8 games back. 8 games back is significant. Even at this point in the season, it's significant. Now, the Mets just lost their top-end starter, Matt Scherzer, for 2 months. It came out yesterday. He has a strained oblique in his left side. So they're down Scherzer and they're down DeGrom. 2 of the best pitchers on the planet, but they're older. And everybody told them that don't sign those guys to be crazy contracts because they'll probably break down. That's exactly what they're doing. So now is the time for the Braves to strike. You're 8 games back. You lost a series in Milwaukee. You should have won. Lost 7-6 in the game in an extra innings of a walk-off home run. You have won 2 series out of 12 to start the year. You have won 2 series out of 12. So you lost 10 series out of 12 to start the season. You have not won 3 in a row all season. You have not lost 3 in a row all season, but you've not won 3 in a row all season. And now you're about to start today, after off day yesterday, you're going to start a 29-game stretch where you play teams that are under 500. Now is the time to strike. Your starting rotation is coming together. Your bats have been asleep all season, but now is the time to strike. The Mets having the starters hurt, you playing teams under 500 for the next 29 to 30 games. You have to get within striking distance of the Mets before the All-Star break to really make a run like you did last year. And to make sure that you're not a seller at the All-Star break. If you are too far behind, if you're 14 games behind someone in the All-Star break, you are not in it, you become a seller, not a buyer. And then, of course, you punt the season and you look towards getting guys out of here and getting back assets. But I don't think Braves will be in that predicament because they have the talent, as illustrated last year, to go ahead and win, get on a run. But the run has to come at some point. And so, like I said, because you're playing these teams under 500 for the next month, 6 weeks or so, you have to go ahead and win the majority of these games, get back in the hunt, cut down an 8-game lead to maybe about 4 or 3, possibly lower than that, and then get right back in it. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not going scorched earth yet, but the alarm has to be sounded for guys to get serious. For guys to start swinging the bat well and for the pitch to come together, because now's the time to take the Mets over.
All right, that hey, that sounds good. I'm glad you haven't gone scorched earth yet, because I think it's kind of early.
Not yet.
But
Not yet.
but it's coming.
But I tell you, that last game we lost extra innings, though. Almost. Almost. Had to lead 3 times in that game. Gave away 3 times and lost. So wasn't happy.
I understand. But all right, brother. Really appreciate you as always, man. And of course we'll be off next week, and then we'll come back the week after that. And yeah, man, we'll come back the week after that. You'll either talk about how bad the bet was, or you're gonna pay me my money. So we'll figure that out when we come back.
We'll figure that stuff out, man. We'll do that.
All right, bro.
All right, so have a good rest of the day, rest of the show. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend as well. Thank you, and be safe, and get home safe, and we'll talk later.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right, man.
All right, now.
Later. All right, good people. That was my man Will, who always comes on and helps us out whenever he can on a Friday. And real quick before we leave, we had a bunch of comments, so I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in the comments. My man Romy Rome was saying, by the way, went to see Doctor Strange last week, loved it. Thank you for the referral, man. Wasn't it a good movie, Jerome? Wasn't it a good movie? I may go see it again. My daughter's a little freaked out about it, so I may not have to worry about her watching it, but I may go see it again just in case my son wants to watch it. Brandon's like, hey, leave Saban out of it. Of course, somehow Brandon is a Alabama fan. We need to talk about that, because I don't remember him being an Alabama fan when we was growing up, but whatever. Jerome was saying, hey, don't forget, they've got a good coach. Yes, Udoka in Boston is a great coach. So he was on the Spurs. He was on the Spurs bench for many of their championships, I believe. I believe he's got like 3 with the Spurs. So, is it 2 or 3? I think he's got 2 or 3. I don't remember how many he has, but he was there for a lot of those, those series and everything. He was saying, Golden State's got too many weapons. Brandon said, yes, Golden State does have a lot of weapons, and it's going to be difficult for Dallas to make a comeback in this. And then our last comment of the day is the Braves could be the Braves could be in the coma on the 7th floor at Grady. Then after the All-Star break, they become a playoff team. That's true, man. So that's why I was telling Will not to go scorched earth on them just yet, because I was letting him know that I think there's still an opportunity for the Braves to turn it around. All right, people, we went a little bit over here on the video, but we got to say goodbye on the video. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back after the top of the hour break, and then we'll get back on the app. So hit us up on the app, and you can follow the rest of the show. And we're just going to say goodbye right now on the video. I thank you guys so much again. This face, you won't see this face for another week, but after Memorial Day, we'll be back. So thank you guys again so much for seeing this face. Go to the app, and then after that, we'll be off for a week. All right, guys. So again, we'll be off for a week. After this, we'll be off for a week, and then come back Tuesday after Memorial Day. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're doing top of the hour break, and then we'll come right back right here on the Morning Rise, the Variable Y, 106liveradio.com for everybody who is viewing us. Peace.